A shy teen reaches his breaking point after suffering long enough at the hands of his stepfamily. Bodies pile up as he carries out his bloody revenge in Little Gorey, released in 1993. Directed and written by Bill Morroni, who has done nothing of note since, starring Todd in his only film role, Pat Gallagher, who has only 4 credits to her name, Greg Sacks in one of his only 2 roles, and Brenda Pope in her only film role. So while Mom, Pat Gallagher, is chugging beers, her 2 kids, Corey and Biff, played by Todd and Greg Sacks respectively, are unpacking the U-Haul, but it's mostly Corey, because Biff's also a total dick. Both Mom and Biff are verbally abusive to Corey, and it soon turns physical as Mom ties his hands together, and then Biff hangs him with a belt off the curtain rod. It's like, are you kidding me? That is insane. Somebody literally sees Corey hanging by the belt and just doesn't say anything. Mom ushers them out, and then nothing happens. So it turns out Corey is the stepkid, and his parents died in some kind of accident, which is where he got his scars. So, sad for Corey. Corey quickly becomes obsessed with Jackie, Brenda Pope, so he buys her tickets to Ozzy Osbourne. He scoffs when they cost $18 each. I wish they were $18 each when I saw Ozzy, or just $18 each in general for a concert these days. The prices are insane. Some notable, I guess, things happen next. He breaks into Jackie's house to give her the ticket and to steal a pair of panties to sniff, because, you know, totally normal thing to do. He kills a roach and puts it on his mom's pizza, which I totally understand. She is a raging bitch. And Biff steals Corey's Ozzy ticket. Like I said, Biff's a dick. So Corey later attacks Biff, and Biff eventually crashes through the shower door, unharmed. But then a piece of glass falls, slices his fucking arm off, half of his arm off. And it's just so ridiculous. Like, the effect is kind of cool. Came out in 93, but it was shot in 89. For the time, it was like, wow, this is actually really fucking good. And especially for something so obviously incredibly low budget. But it's like, this is insane. So Corey does the natural thing. He ties up Mom, cuts Biff up into pieces, and puts him in the freezer. Jackie shows up and is just cool with Corey's mom all tied up, because why not? Corey tells her what happened, and she's just like, aight. Okay. Tied up Mom, brother dead, accident, but he cut him up and put him in a freezer. And she's just cool with it. The mail lady then appears and goes inside the house for some reason. Like, I don't even recall if she saw anything. This movie is just kind of... she chases Corey. You know, she sees everything. Chases Corey, gets stuck under a car, because why not? And then the jack gives way to Crusher. Again, Corey takes the body, cuts it up, puts it in the freezer, because, again, totally normal thing to do. But this time, he takes the arm, and he puts it in a meat grinder, and grinds it up to make a burger for his mom. I mean, it's fucked up, but I get it. The woman's a total bitch. Jackie's home life apparently royally sucks, so her remedy, her solution, is to go stay with Corey, a killer. I mean, I guess he's technically not a killer. Both kills so far are technically accidents, but he did cut their bodies up, so I mean... A drug dealer then shows up wanting money from Biff. Biff is, of course, dead. And he, too, sees Corey's mom just all tied up on the couch, and all he does is make a bondage and fat joke. What is with this town? Jackie throws a big party at Corey's. It's broken up by the cops because a neighbor calls them, and then she leaves with another guy. The drug dealer reappears, so Corey beats him to death with a bat. Corey then gets Jackie to come over under the guise of having a pound of cocaine. Sure. He then slices her up with a circular saw in a pretty fucked up scene before choking her to death. The neighbors hear screaming, so they call the cops. Mom escapes, grabs a machete Biff just happens to have on his wall, chases Corey, but the cops shoot her, and we end with a line from Corey, "She was gonna kill me! Just like she did to the others." That was pretty bad, but in kind of a fun way. Shot in 1989, and it sat on the shelf for 4 years before getting a release, and it's kind of understandable why. A lot of questionable plot devices happen here. Like, the entire neighborhood hears this woman verbally abuse Corey, and it is very much implied they certainly know he's being physically abused too, because they show plenty of shots of the neighbors like looking out their doors, looking out their windows towards the house when it's happening. Not a single person bothers to call the police. But the second there's a party, the police are called. Or they hear a woman screaming, in this case Jackie, police get a call. You hear and see a teenage boy being abused by his stepmom and stepbrother. Nobody cares. And like I said, somebody even sees Corey hanging by his neck, and nothing happens. There's also multiple people seeing the stepmother tied up, and everyone is just cool with it. The sound seems off a lot of the time as well, especially the dialogue. It sounds like it wasn't recorded properly when it was shot, so they had to overdub it in post, and things look and sound off so much. As in, like, the words don't quite match up with mouth movements, among other things. The acting itself is just laughable too. So this movie has a lot going against it, but at the same time, all of the poor filmmaking and all of the poor acting, it adds a bit of charm to the entire thing. Add in some pretty decent practical effects, and the movie does keep your attention. It's just in a bad way. This is one of those movies that's so bad it's good. So damn bad it's fun. Like a train wreck, you just can't look away. So because of that, I'm not going to fail this movie, but it is still bad. I give Little Corey Gorey a D+. Thank you for watching Fatman Inc. Craptacular Horror. Leave a like if you enjoyed and a comment to discuss your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to see more reviews of horror movies new and old. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.